Hello, everyone. Welcome to the channel. This is Verse Alchemist, and this will be a collective channeled reading. Please take what resonates and leave the rest. So, originally, as I was doing my meditation and channeling, one of the songs that came to mind was the Sweater Weather song by The Neighborhood. The particular lines in the lyrics that stood out to me right now, I'm reading it. All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands. I hate the beach, but I stand in California with my toes in the sand. Let's have an adventure, heads in the clouds, but my gravity's centered. So what I'm taking from that immediately is also the beach could be significant for those listening in. California, some of you might be listening in from California. And that particular line, heads in the cloud, but my gravity centered. Meditation is also coming up. There's a need for this particular collective to center themselves. I'm hearing regrouping. There's a need to recollect yourself. You hold the very answers you seek. There's a need for balance in a particular aspect of your life. You've reached another marker in your life where self-review is overdue. There's a decision you need to make that will have far-reaching consequences. Spirit is reminding you to not make any hasty decisions and to take your time, carefully weighing and evaluating any choices you need to make. I feel that this particular collective is being asked to approach this decision strategically and prioritize rationality over their emotions. And while doing so, there's also a need to remain malleable so that you can leave room for spirit to move through you. One of the things that kept popping up on my mind the past few days, particularly today, it came up again, the saying, you can't see the forest through the trees. Lose Control by Teddy Swims, by the way, is a great song, and I think could be highly resonant for those who are resonating this with this message. Let me pull up the lyrics. Okay. Something's got a hold of me lately. No, I don't know myself anymore. Feels like the walls are all closing in, and the devil's knocking at my door. Out of my mind, how many times did I tell you I'm no good at being alone? I feel like for I feel like some of you are feeling like you're alone on this journey. The universe is about to show you just how supported you are. This issue that you're facing could be work home related conflict, but one of the messages that I received was that there's a community and support that's about to be presented to you. I hear dogs barking in the background. That could be significant for somebody listening in. Interruptions can be significant. Late nights, I'm hearing late nights, so somebody here could be working late nights. But to continue again with that train of thought, the right people are being sent to cross paths with you to help you out at this time. Another message that came through is nothing changes if nothing changes. So during this time of self review, I feel like there's a sort of cleanup that's occurring right now. You're going through a lot of memories. You're going through a self evaluation of some sort. There's an emotional withdrawal. Some of you could literally be meditating on the beach because one of the cards that I pulled is this person, the emotional withdrawal card, who's meditating on the beach. You can find peace and comfort in the water. There could be healing energy there for you. So if you feel like you've been needing to ground yourself, meditating and going out in nature could be highly significant. And as I mentioned, this song, Lose Control by Teddy Swims, the Rest and Rejuvenate card also was pulled, and this person is meditating in the trees, in the forest. So the particular line in the song actually says, can't see the forest through the trees. Got me down on my knees, darling, please. Oh, I lose control when you're not next to me. I'm falling apart right in front of you, can't you see? I feel like a lot of you are going through this period and you're feeling alone, but you're not. I feel like a lot of you feel like you're not being seen, you're not being heard, whether that's in your immediate circles, the people that are physically with you, or if you feel like the universe is not listening in on your prayers. I'm here to tell you that your prayers are about to be answered if they have not been. There's an actual message just coming in quickly, an answered prayer with the star card here. It's going to bring a lot of healing, and it can come in the form of a friend or an acquaintance. You might hear from somebody who might give you some clarity on whatever issue it is that you're dealing with. There's also heavy Aquarius energy that I'm sensing from this group. So if it's not in your sun, moon, or rising, it could be heavy somewhere in your chart. And what I'm also seeing is as you're going through this decision making phase, there's a need for you to release again with reviewing the things that you have dealt with in the past. There's a need for you to look at what's worked, what hasn't worked, what you've learned, and there's major changes going on in your life right now, and the decisions that you're about to make are going to be crucial to this next phase in your life. I feel like for this collective, you guys may have went about this the wrong way initially. I feel like there was a lot of lack of planning and progress and setbacks and unexpected delays that kind of threw off your energy. But right now there's this reiteration of finding balance, whether that's part of it is finding balance within yourself, but also finding balance through the communities and resources that you may have not considered prior to going through this transformational phase. There's people around you right now who could actually help you get to the next level or get to there's people around you I'm hearing that are part of the solution. I think during this time, as you're also taking in everything around you and it receiving the messages the universe has for you, there's an importance of being able to recognize an opportunity for what it is. I feel like the collective that I'm speaking to has a tendency to kind of be a little bit impatient. Just this sense of impatience here. There's a drive for success nonetheless, but there's a bit of impatience to get through everything, almost like you have to do everything by yourself. And dogs keep barking. Dogs keep barking. So there might be something within your reality that continues to show up, but you're not recognizing it. The message you're not meant to do this alone is coming through. While there's the need for inward spiritual introspection, there's also a need for you to loosen up the reins or let your guard down. Not necessarily let your guard down, but I guess be open to receiving forms of help and forms of answered prayers in ways that you're not used to. There's a need to be open minded because the way this communication might come through might be unconventional. Might Some of the cards I pulled here, I'm looking over my notes right now for this message because I feel like there's a lot of things I want to get through across. I want to make sure I don't skip out on the important details because oftentimes it's this one line that you need to hear out of everything that I say. I want to make sure I communicate as much of the messages that I channeled throughout this reading because there's a lot of energy. There's there's a lot of purging going on. There's a need for preparation. So there's new opportunities ahead of you. I also heard earlier passion projects and collaborations. There's a lot of celebration coming up. I've also seen suit and tie events with affluent guests. Networking events could be significant. So again, if this is work related, that can be significant. Another mantra that kind of kept aligning and resonating with this message was get ready to take up space unapologetically. There's people who want to see you win. People in high places want you in their circles. Spirit is working through others right now who are meant to help you on this journey. You might already be in the presence of people who are highly established in the 3D, whether you're aware of it or not. These are the types of people who are able to recognize an opportunity, plan accordingly, and conquer. So, what I'm seeing here is also being able to learn from those around you, to emanate the certain framework structure that they've created for themselves and have it work for you. Not not everything is a one size fits all, but there's definitely lessons and knowledge that you can gain from others. There's lessons that you don't have to go through yourself. So basically learning vicariously through others is another message that's coming through. You're about to be introduced to a different social circle and environment. Travel could be significant here. Thinking outside of the box is also critical. Again, going back and circling back to being open. There could be a job opportunity that will require relocation for some of you. So there's this energy. I guess one of the main things I want to reiterate here out of all the messages that came through is there's people that came before you that have already paved a path that's worked. And I think there's definitely something that you can learn from these people. Not to say that you don't have your own path or that you're meant to take the exact path that these people took, but there's definitely a learning, something to be learned from this situation. I'm hearing an opportunity of a lifetime. You guys are currently facing a decision right now that's going to set you up for the next big leap in your life. I feel like I said everything I needed to say, but maybe there's something I'm missing here because I haven't ended the recording. I feel like there's something I need to say. Let me pull from this deck. I think I'm gonna close out with this last message, depending on what comes out of this deck. All right, Spirit, guide me please on how to close out this message. What does this collective need to hear? What do they need to hear? That's funny. A fork in the road. You guys are, there's some major decision making is heavy on this, whether this is in love, career, family, moving. This could actually be moving countries, moving cities, moving somewhere. Fork in the road. Truth be told. Okay, I'm being drawn to read from these two cards right now. Let me see if I can pull any messages that'll stick out. Oh, that's the wrong one. I think one of the messages that I forgot to mention, I'm not sure if I said it already, but there's a need for you to be present, to be able to acknowledge and to be able to recognize the things that are coming your way and to recognize opportunities for what they are, as opportunities. And you can't do that if you're anywhere else but present. So remaining present is also going to allow you to center yourself despite all the things going on around you. Once you find your center, you find your answer, which ties back to the song again, that Sweater Weather song. Gravity centered. What did I read off of that line? No, heads in the clouds, but my gravity centered. So your head could be going all over the place, but your intuition is going to center you. But there's also a balance. There needs to be a balance of both logic and your intuition, which go hand in hand regardless. But there is a need to plan accordingly, strategically. Fork in the road. Time to make a decision, considering the consequences as you prepare to act, owning up to your obligations to make a necessary choice. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road and are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice and yours alone to make. Circumstances and other people will not make it for you. Be present. Oh my God, that just gave me the chills. What did I tell y'all? Be present and do not avoid this junction, for it is an important crossroads. Take heart, as no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful. I'm reading, okay. I'm kind of guided to read this prosperity message. I hesitated for a second, but I'm going to read it because it keeps popping up. You've come as far as you can on this part of your journey, and now you're faced with a choice. Inherent in this choice is the need for change, for evolution, and for bettering of your circumstances. Narrow it down to just a single question. Who do I need to become, and what do I need to believe in order to live a life of prosperity? Answer honestly and from the heart, and then the decision about which way to go will be effortless. Know that abundance is all around you. Choose to see it, and it will be easier to settle on a direction for the way it will be made clear by you. Indecision is okay. This is the protection message, and I feel like I have to read this part as well. Indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this juncture, you can't remain in place without losing your way altogether, which ties back to the other song that I was drawn to, Lose Control by Teddy Swims again. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts to a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away, not even to this oracle. By not making a choice, you are making a choice for which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to undesirable circumstances, take heart. Spirit never tires of giving you second chances. You can always start again once you've learned this valuable lesson. 14. 14th card, truth be told, honesty, accepting things at face value, coming out of denial, the willingness to be transparent, clarity of communication. There's the truth, which is the essence of a thing, and then there is a truth, subjective according to the philosophy of the adherent or believer. This is not a time for debate about which truth is truer. This is a time when you are called to proclaim your truth out loud and be willing to be transparent, honest, and open in your communication with others and with yourself. Nothing less than surrender to what is. Peeling off the layers of denial that kept you tied to an illusion will set you free. Be authentic and gloriously flawed, and spirit will answer with miracles. Okay. I'm also being called to read the prosperity message of this card. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to experience the prosperous life you desire? If you want to be an artist, do you make your art a priority? If you want to be a healer, do you set time aside to learn new things to help you serve? A writer must write, a singer must sing. Being true to your calling is essential to your moving forward. There's another oracle message here too. It's time to have a look at the real, honest truth about your thoughts, feelings, and beliefs about prosperity, about your relationship to money, to compensation, and to meaningful work. Ask yourself, what is true for me? And you will find the key to abundance. And you will find the key to abundance. Protection message. Where are you being dishonest with yourself or others? If you're unhappy in any area of your life, look for signs of denial. This can also pertain to others being misleading or withholding or acting from hidden agendas. Now is the time to say no to dishonesty in all forms. Ask for the truth, even if you don't like what you hear. Acknowledging it will be the key to a beautiful new future where you no longer labor under the heavy burdens that deceit and denial impose on you. Set yourself free. Nothing less than truth is required now. Okay, we'll close this reading and channeled message with this last words of wisdom. We'll call it last words of wisdom. Decide what kind of life you really want and then say no to everything that isn't that. So if you want something, don't settle for 10% of it or half of it or parts of it. Let me repeat that one more time. Decide what kind of life you really want and then say no to everything that isn't that. That means not compromising your truth and what you want. You can learn from others and the steps they've taken, but that doesn't mean you have to take the steps that they've taken. Or you could, whatever you're being called to do, only you will know that. So, again, thank you for listening in, and I hope you were able to take something from this message. And please, whatever did not resonate, leave it here for somebody else. Thank you.